I'm Jen, the Holistic Health Boss, your functional diagnostic health practitioner and expert. And this week, I want to talk to you about why it is that your weight fluctuates, because this is something that used to actually drive me absolutely crazy trying to chase that perfect pound. Now, let's be honest, stepping on the scale can be a daunting task, even dreadful at times, or maybe you avoid it altogether in fear of what it might actually reveal. Now, I know this feeling all too well as someone who has seen the scale fluctuate most of my life, or at least until I understood why, and then I could take action to stop it. But before I understood my fluctuations, I would drive myself crazy chasing the perfect pound, counting every calorie, and driving myself into the ground at the gym, all of which didn't actually help my cause at all, not even a little bit. So then I eventually gave up stepping on the scale, thinking that if I didn't pay attention to it, if I didn't obsess over it, maybe, just maybe, I would magically reach my dream number. I would eventually feel comfortable in my clothes and in my body. But that didn't exactly work either, because the truth is that you can only see progress in what it is that you track. Now, I'm not suggesting you should obsess over what the scale says, but rather that you should track what makes you fluctuate so that you can have a better understanding of what is keeping you from the perfect pound, and then you can take action based on that data that you're collecting in order to reach your goals. Now, what I have found is that there are 4 primary drivers for fluctuations, and that would be changes in your water retention, inflammation, muscle, and fat mass. Now, significant increases or decreases in actual body composition, aka fat and muscle mass, actually takes time. Changes in body composition happens in smaller increments over weeks or months due to the complexities of how they are actually obtained. So in general, for example, losing 1 pound of fat per week is typical and obtainable. However, gaining 1 pound of actual fat per week is less likely unless you're eating almost double your usual food intake. And I'll tell you more about why below, which I doubt it is that you're doing. Now, gaining or losing muscle is even more challenging. When it comes to muscle gains, you really have to hit the gym hard and consistently. Back when I was training for fitness competitions, I was lucky if I put on 4 pounds of muscle over 6 weeks of an intense training schedule while being meticulous about my protein and food intake. So if you're noticing more significant fluctuations, water retention and inflammation are likely the culprits, way more so than actual muscle or fat. So that's why in this video, I want to dive into more detail about why your weight fluctuates and what it is that you can actually do to not only stabilize it, but to nail that perfect pound on the scale. So let's really dig into this so that you can stop driving yourself crazy too. Now, inflammation and water density can change in the body by the minute, depending on a multitude of factors, such as, the foods that you just ate, the quality of sleep that you got last night or that you're getting on a consistent basis, the amount of water that you're drinking and the balance of electrolytes in your water, the level of stress you're experiencing, and then also the balance of other vitamins and minerals and how many toxins you're being exposed to and at what frequency. Now, food, sleep, and stress are the most common factors I see resulting in fluctuations amongst my clients as well as myself. Now, for example, my husband recently did a food sensitivity test and found that he was sensitive to beef, meaning he was having an inflammatory reaction to it. So he cut out beef and he lost 5 pounds in 1 week as a result of the reduction in inflammation from not eating that food. Now, this type of drop in pounds is typical amongst most of my clients once they cut out the top inflammatory foods such as gluten, dairy, sugar, soy, and alcohol. And they see even greater gains when they eliminate other specific foods they're reactive to according to the food sensitivity test that we do. Now, another factor is consuming too many carbohydrates or sugars, which increases water retention. Carbs and sugars are stored in the body as glycogen, and as noted in a recent study, glycogen is stored in the liver, muscles, and fat cells in a hydrated form, 3 to 4 parts water. So the more carbs or sugars you eat, the more glycogen and water you are going to store, which is going to cause the scale to bounce. Now, staying up late or not getting good quality sleep disrupts your body's ability to regulate cortisol hormone, which is the body's natural anti-inflammatory agent. When cortisol is out of balance, it hinders your body's ability to manage inflammation, and you'll see that number on the scale reflect this as well. And then there's stress. We all have stress in our life, right? Stress increases your body's output of cortisol hormone, that anti-inflammatory agent, which challenges its ability to regulate not only inflammation, but also your sleep patterns, which then can cause fluctuations, just as I previously mentioned. So instead of feeling frustrated about the fluctuations on the scale and elevating your stress levels even more, which will just make those fluctuations worse, why don't you put on your Health Boss hat and start tracking? Tracking your metrics daily will reveal what exactly is impacting the number that you're seeing on the scale. Here's an idea of what it is that you should track in order to get clues about what is causing you to fluctuate. So you definitely want to track if you ate any of the top inflammatory foods, including dairy, gluten, sugar, soy, and alcohol, and maybe just track what you're eating altogether to see if you notice correlations. Track how many grams of carbs and sugars that you consumed. Also track what time you went to bed and how well you slept on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. And then track your stress level each day on a scale of 1 to 10 as well, 10 being the highest. And of course, make sure you're using a scale that is calibrated correctly and regularly, as well as it has right batteries and all that kind of good stuff to eliminate the margins of error. Now, try this for even just a week, and I bet you'll feel empowered by what it is that you find, because once you know what's contributing to your fluctuations, then you can make conscious choices to help you look and feel your best. Now, as a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, we like to say, test, don't guess. Don't live in limbo anymore. Take your health into your own hands and be your own health boss. So, I would love to hear what types of ahas, insights, or big takeaways you got from this video. So please leave a comment below and let me know. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.